right, it looks like we're live. Let's see if we can get some of that collaged eyeball idea off the ground. Of course, I just sat down and I can't quite reach what I want. All right. I got a ruler, guys. All right. So, let's see. Maybe everything's in one big pile. So, as you'll recall, we started off with the question mark. We're going to try and do this eyeball idea here. I had to take down last night's video. There were some technical issues with it. The audio and the video didn't sync up, and part of it was just stopped. Although it was on, I think, for about 45 minutes. No, it was more than an hour, I think. I don't know. Either way, however long the video was, it just stopped, even though I continued on, and the audio and the video didn't match up. So I took it down. You didn't miss much. I was looking for an image to use for the pupil of the eye here. We have some scraps going on. We have some fabric scraps. So depending on how big we want to make it, and I think I'm going to use this page. So we need a pupil, we need our iris, and then we need our larger eyeball. So, and I still don't think I have found my pencil. Let me have a quick look and see if I can't find it. It's not the end of the world if we don't find it. We can lightly sketch it in with pen. Because I know where that is. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend day. So we have to decide how big. So I'll show you some of the images I pulled for the pupil. Because I didn't know how big we're going to go. And that's probably a little bigger than I'd like. So we have the hamburger. Obviously, we would kind of cut a circle around it. We have this image here. Although I don't like that it's kind of a side angle, we could do that. There's a giant grand cinnamon biscuit. We have, I actually, not this watch head because I would like this paper around it. So I'll put that in the scrap bin for right now because we're going to use some of that for the pupil or for the iris around there. I did like this. I thought we could do a circle around it. We also have this watch face or that watch face. I did find this shape, which I think we would cut. We would obviously remove the handles and just keep this interesting pan shape right here. I think this is too big, but we pulled it anyway. We've got a bundt cake and a grill. I need, I think, a much bigger paper. Not that we can't make more than one eyeball. Here's a hamburger that's smaller if we wanted to do the hamburger. And then I just pulled some plates of stuff. And then I found these. So I have to decide what I want to go with. So let's start by dropping some stuff on the floor because that's always fun. It's a fact of crafting, I'm pretty sure. Anytime you do a live, you have to drop at least one thing onto the floor. Okay, there we go. Now, I am not very good at cutting circles. And I should have probably gone downstairs and found a couple of circle shapes to work with. I don't think I have anything bigger than like a paper towel roll in here. So I'd be inclined to go with, I think, one of these, the smaller hamburger, because that would just be funny. The pan shape, or one of the watch faces, and we have like 3 watch faces. But I think I'm leaning towards those. Although I would like to work on a bigger version out of some of these bigger images. So we go with, we might even be able to do 2 if we do something smaller. But let's focus on 1 for now. So that could be our pupil. So let's grab our scissors. Try not to bend up our paper. So how is everybody's Saturday? I know I was just on not that long ago with my sale, but I wanted to get a little work on this project done. So I'm just going to cut around the sides here, and that's an interesting shape for a pupil, right? Something different, something bright and shiny. I'm just trying to cut, straight edges. We all know how good I am at that. This is not one of my strong points, but I'm doing okay here, I think. Hey, Carla. By an inconsiderate, was it me? Am I the inconsiderate person? I can be sometimes. But I'm sorry that happened to you. I hope that the rest of your day is better and that your day was nice before that. Sometimes people just, shit happens, No worries. As long as you're doing all right. So that could definitely be our pupil. And then we would need our iris shape, which is not really a circle. So, well, it is a circle. Oh, look, so this will be on about the same scale. So maybe, do we want to do it on a slightly smaller page? Let's see. The eyeball, if we wanted to do this size, I'm not so much about the people in front of it. I'm just about, so I think we could, and what we might honestly do, and this is a terrible thing to do, but I think I'm going to cut this eyeball apart so I can trace around the outside. Nope, never you. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and this is terrible now, I'm going to cut the eyeball out, and then I'm going to cut the iris separate. Basically so I can use it as a gauge to, I'm going to basically use it as a template. And my sinuses, it has been wet. You'd think all of the pollen in the air, but it is truly, truly, spring has sprung here in a big way. So this is kind of along the same concept as that. So let's trace the eye as a whole, just loosely, so we don't get too far out of scale. I'm toying with dating someone, wanted to message me, so I gave up going to Trader Joe's and USPS and the Devil's Chicken as a treat. Hey, Adria, how you doing? Thanks for visiting at my live sale. I hope you have an awesome, I hope before you got there that you were having an awesome day, and I hope that you continue to have one. The weekend's not anywhere near over yet. We still got time to have some fun, but I overshot that a little bit. Okay. Not the end of the world. And then I'm going to cut specifically around the iris. Okay, so you went on a date essentially? How awesome for you. Or is that what didn't work out? Before the meeting said he can't make it and wanted to move it to. Oh no. Are you going to go? I haven't heard you talk about dating anyone in a long time. I think that would be awesome for you. Okay. So here is going to be our pupil and our iris. And I just, again, for shape, for size, I said I can't forsake another day for vague plans. Aw. Is it somebody you've been talking to online for a while? Or somebody you know in real life? I'm being all nosy. You don't have to tell me. It's your business. If you are not ready to share, that is okay. I'm beginning to think that I love making friends, but I don't think dating is going to work out for me. But I sure hope it works out for you. Okay, so that's going to be our pupil. And then we're going to do but we're going to need much smaller strips. And now these could be fun hats. Look, we could put fun little hats on somebody. It almost looks like a Star Trek thing, right? So I'm not going to get rid of those. I'm going to put them right here in the desk drawer because otherwise I will lose them. It was supposed to be a first meet. It's shaving your Chewbacca legs. Look at you. You must really be vibing with him. I don't always shave my legs. I think that's awesome. I'm just taking some of this I like to use some of that for the iris area. I think that's a fun color for the skyline there. And the rest of that we'll put in our recycle pile. So let's start making some scraps. And what we're going to do is I think we're just going to make kind of wedge-shaped pieces if we can and fill up from the center because I think that'll be easier. And then we'll just put this in the middle at the end. It doesn't, but everybody, you know, this isn't a guy story, but I got a job when I lived in Scottsdale. And I went to my first day. And I had the time 2:30 stuck in my head. So I got, you know, in the area early because I don't have a car. I was walking. And so there was a Barnes and Noble bookstore not that far away. And so I'm just making scraps that we're going to use for the pupil. And I went to buy a coffee. And I'm strolling back and I'm going to make it just on time for what I think is the start time. But as I'm drawing closer to the place, you know, it's my first day of work. It's not an interview. It's my first day of work. And as the closer I get, the more I'm thinking, am I supposed to be there at 2 or 2:30? Aw, let's see. They canceled my credit because they were tired from work. I wasn't. Aw. Sorry, Carla. So you're not inclined to give him a second chance? I understand completely. I do. I don't. So we're not going to use just this color. I'm just taking a few pieces. I don't know. Anyway, so let's see what else we might have for pieces to use. So we'll put our pieces that were over here for things that we can use. I've got a couple of purple paper scraps. I have a little bit of teal going on. Let's see. Here's a fabric piece. There's oh, don't go away. You're perfect for this project. A little piece of really dark purple. I'm going to cut a snip off that. What other colors do we want to throw at this project? And I'm just digging through the scraps here. And maybe a little bit of this paper from the unicorn paper that is a scrap. It's a scrappy mixed scrap. Okay. My last text was, I will message them when I feel ready to meet. Okay. Well, that's not a fuck you, but it leaves the ball in your court for you to decide what you want to do. And Adria's probably right. If it's meant to be, you'll meet him another way. I think I am just going to put that big piece right there. I do need to be mindful of the edge because we don't want to go, we don't want to create problems with the rest of the eyeball. So let's just start with that. And I think I'm just going to use the glue stick and we'll glue and go and glue and go. But this gives me an idea of what I'm trying to do. So we'll just put some glue around here in the top half and reapply as necessary. It's called vishing. That's too bad, though, if you were hitting it off with them. Men sometimes. Okay, so let's try a little bit of this pink. And we're just going to layer as needed. Since we're covering the center, we can layer these as much or as little as we want. And I can have stuff stick to my fingers because that's always fun. It's starting to get dark outside now. We're in the gloaming. Last person you talked to ghosted you? Yeah, that's an idea too, Adria. I was just excited. We all want to have people in our lives, whether they're significant others or I need the scissors here to make this a little bit thinner. Maybe, nope, this one doesn't want to. So we're gonna cut that part off and go for it. I'll just cut this way like this because I want to use it twice in the circle instead of just once. And like before with this one, I'm going to put something over here because I want to have the strings out. I don't want to cover the strings up with another piece of paper. So let's do this right here. And then we'll glue in the fabric right there. Or maybe we'll, oh, there's the piece right here. Okay. So I want it glued like this. And of course we want to push that down a little bit there so it's not sticking too much up above the, there we go. Now we can put a piece down here and we're getting started. Why else? Oh no. Well, so he thought he was going to have the afternoon free because I found, unfortunately, when I was on the dating app, that a good portion of those men are in fact married. And they just think they're getting some on the side. It's hard to find a person. I think it's even harder as we get older. Okay. His picture is of a kitchen floor. Now that would make me suspicious. I like humor. I'm not gonna, say I don't. Although I'll be honest, the guy that I chat with on my pirate game, and that's not ever going to be a dating thing. It's just somebody that I know on the pirate game. But I've never seen his face. Well, till I got here. The lady who's hosting me here found him in 3 seconds flat on the internet, uh, proving that he is who he says he is, and he is not married. I haven't told him that I know what he looks like, but theoretically, we've never seen each other's faces, and we've been talking for almost a year. You saw his profile pictures? Okay. Oh, I don't like going out in the rain either. Did you get a car, Carla, or are you still bussing it? Because that's even more inconsiderate if you're bussing it and somebody just totally does something like that. I don't like that at all. This is a little bit thicker piece of fabric here, so I am just gonna use a little bit more liquid glue. Yes, his wife was home when he made the video. Maybe he was locked in the bathroom. Aren't people weird? They just are. Okay, so we got to start coming at this from another direction. Okay, did I use all my pinky? I need another pinky piece. I need another of these like salmony pink. I like this. I do. Okay. So now we're starting to go up in the other direction. Okay. Well, I feel suspicion there. But never say never, sometimes. I'm very socially anxious, but I wouldn't just go somebody, especially if I knew they bust and it was only 45 minutes from the time you're going to meet. I would never do that, but other people are different. I understand where you're coming from, though, for sure. So this is not looking very good right now, I'm going to say, but stuff's happening. Ooh, I think I found a silver piece. Here we go. Okay, I think we just need a short, chunky piece. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I think now we can switch back to glue stick. I do need to... Where are my little scissors? I need my little scissors to work on this. Oh, that's good. It's nice to go on like that first meet where some people might know you there. Like, that's always a good idea. Well, I wish it had worked out better. But bravo to you for even putting yourself out there, girl. That is amazing. I love it. I find it, at this point, after everything, I find it a little bit hard to have hope about relationships. I think that needs to be a little bit skinnier than that. I don't know. I'm thinking my person gave up and found another person or is no longer looking. I think I just need friends. But I'm not sad about it. It's not like I live a sad, lonely life. I just, we all have things we need in our lives and what we're willing to. And across the street from your P.O. box, nice. I haven't checked on your... Here we go. I think it's coming okay. I think we'll do a fabric piece again coming here soon. Let's get some glue over here. Let's try one of these fabric pieces. And we'll point to, whoa, whoa, that, see? It tried to roll right off my desk. It was like, I'm rolling, rolling, rolling. Now there's a piece of paper stuck there. This glue stick is unruly. I'm calling it. It's unruly. It's not having any of my shenanigans. All right. You had 2 psychics tell me my soulmate isn't in this life. Aw. At 2 different times, like divergent times in your life. I've never had one tell me that, but I've never asked either. Like, all right. How are we looking so far? Where's our, what are we thinking so far? Do we like it? I think I went that way a few too many times, but I think I still like it. Okay. Let's get the rest of that finished up. And we're going to start turning towards that direction a little bit. Okay. All right. I don't visit psychics. Oh. Oh. Well, that's not good news. I don't know why somebody would make it a point to tell you that. I don't know how helpful information like that is. Like, how did you feel about it? Like, I don't know how I would take that. I guess it would let me know that to focus on other things. Maybe, I don't know. If you didn't visit them, they just blurted that out at you, or is it somebody you know that was a psychic? You don't have to answer these questions. Sorry. That's like, I'm getting way too personal. I'm sorry. I'm just curious. No worries. Okay. So we're doing pretty good here with our eyeball. What other colors do we need? Like, I feel like we have, let's see if there's anything in all this other stuff I have piled up around here. Oh, I think I found an orange. We could do an orange piece. Orange. So let's see how big we need it to be. And we need it to be like that. Yeah. And I think we had enough glue already there. Let's push that down just a wee bit. Trying to keep the edge of the... Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, because you want to make sure you're not giving them any clues to help them. Because a lot of those people, not that they don't have talent, but they're also very good cold readers. Just of human nature. Okay, what colors do we want to wind up with here? We haven't had one of these salmon-y pieces in a while, so let's get one in before we get too close to that other pink. We'll make it a nice thin sliver, just like that. And there's enough glue there. I guess it's the joy of glue stick. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay, we're just keeping this so we can finish up that last little bit with whatever we think might be good. Maybe another gold piece. Let's see if we can fish out another gold piece out of here. I think I had a few more. Here we go. This might work. All right, so I'm going to tear that so it's edging that way. There we go. That's better. right like that. Okay. And then I think we'll go with one of these turquoisey pieces. Like that. Oops. Come on down just a little bit. You're sticking up over the top a little too much. Okay. And then right there, what do we want right there? I think I'm just going to stick another little piece of this fabric because that's like perfect right there, right? Let's see which. I think we'll go with this. No, I like the bigger piece up. Okay, let's just a little more glue. Maybe. Amy, what'd you do with the glue stick? Oh, there it is. There we go. All right, let's glue that one in there. Make sure it's staying down. Okay. And then we want to glue this down. Let's glue down on here though, so that we don't just glue all over our page. There we go. Nice bit of glue there. Let's put our pupil in. Ta-da! All right, now we have, let me move these off here. I think I just had an idea. Hold the phone. Do we have any other big pieces like this where I can cherry pick what I want? Maybe some brighter. Let's see if we can't make this work. Okay, so I'm going to take because remember I kept the side pieces for the eyeball. Here's where I think this is going to come in handy. Let me put the pupil back in there. They are lousy. I don't know that I went to a psychic fair once. I wasn't terribly impressed with it, if I'm honest. That's not quite going to work the way I want it to. What if, though? What if I need 2 of these? So it's not like I don't have some to spare. Hold, please. Probably not the grid paper. Hold on. I'm looking for something that suits me. Something that suits this particular project. Okay, that one will be nice. We can get some nice patterning in for the. Here we go. I will use a piece of my very own unicorn paper. Okay. So this is the side. I mean, yeah. So let's maybe put. I think what I might actually do is tack this down rather than trace it, and then I'll just cut around it. So let's put just real quick right there. And where else do we like? Let's go up in here. Let's do right there. Just the barest bit, hold it on there. And then we will. I think this will come out fun. Okay. You never know what a piece of paper is going to come in handy for. I thought journal page, but I think this will make great the white space of the eye. And fun, right? Now with this template set, as long as I don't knock on wood, as long as I don't hack the thing to pieces, I can get 2 or 3 eyeballs out of it probably. If I glue it down onto something heavier. Now this part, I know my ability to cut circles. I think I am going to just very lightly put in the circular shape that I want to cut, because I don't want to wind up, if I want to reuse this again to make another eyeball, I do not want to. Cut the edges off there, because that will, and be careful not to try and snip off extra of the, but over time that's what will happen. It'll whittle itself down as I cut. It's a little cheaterific, but I don't mind. Nobody's perfect. Okay, let's pull this other one off here. Yeah, I think I have some heavier cards, or I can at least just, here we go. So now we've got these 2 pieces, and these will be scraps. We just need to cut the circular shape. I never tried to find love through a psychic. I've gotten a couple of professional tarot readings, and I went to a psychic once when I worked at the Wyndham Metro Center. It was one lady went for her birthday that was in the sales office when I worked there, and she just raved about it, and so all the other ladies started going, and I had just had a kid, so I didn't really have the money for that. But one of the nice sales ladies for my birthday bought me a reading. It wasn't super expensive. It's just that we had just had, that's when Liam was a real tiny, a brand new baby. And you know, money's tight when you have a baby. And I did enjoy it. But it wasn't really because I was married at the time. We didn't really discuss love. Little did I know. And maybe there were some questions I should have been asking. Okay, what do we think? Do we like it? Should we glue that down? Kids are very expensive. That is no lie. All right, so on the recipe portion of this, I'm going to glue these with my glue stick, with my trusty glue stick. Oh, I did make something pop up on the window, though. No window, puppy. You've had a couple of tarot readings. I use tarot, but I use it introspectively. You know, like as a, almost as a therapy tool. No, not quite. I just find it's, you know, helpful for sussing out and fleshing out choices and situations and stuff. Okay. Now I'm not worried about the pen lines because I think I'm kind of go over it with a marker or something. Let's glue this other one. Get a nice bit of glue on that. Here we go. One was like, oh, was that helpful though? Like that could be very helpful, especially if you're having health problems and even the doctor doesn't really know what's going on. I can see that as being super useful. Okay, overall so far, do we like it? I think I like it. Both were wrong. The other was general. That's funny. All right, let me put these back in the drawer in case I want to make another eyeball. I enjoyed that. Okay, so now, hold on. Well, I don't know where the markers are. I would love to have a big black line, but Nope, but don't know. So we'll use something out of here. I'm sure there's probably a black in here. Yeah, there's darker colors in here. So we'll start with that. Oh, or we'll just drop it on the floor. There, it's officially alive. I've dropped 2 things. All right, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. And I'm just going to put it like this because I think it'll be... This is not a watercolor set. This is just like a regular Prismacolor set. But we can get ourselves a nice little line around the eye. Kind of disguise any of those flaws that we've made. It does happen. Now there's an open space here, so let's take a color and just fill that in. Instead of cutting another scrap, we'll just kind of color in some extra space here. Where we've got, and then here, there we go. I haven't looked at the chat, so I'm not ignoring anybody. Here we go. And then I think we're going to use the same. We've got a little spot in here that I feel like could use a little color. Okay. Let's start over here and work towards the other way because that feels easier for my hand to do. Okay, and then I still think I also, it was like art, music, and dance thing. We had Mayfest. Nice. I like it. I've been to a couple of Mayfests. Well, that's not an unusual thing to see. And I think that's kind of cool. So we're just going to go around this part of the eyeball as well to give it a little definition. It's too bad we can't use the washable markers because you know what? They're scented. And they're fun. All right, now I'm actually going to turn this the other way just because I feel like that's going to be easy. Where I could totally close that. Okay, there we go. I feel like that will be easier for my hand. I'm glad this is a flexible journal. Hopefully I'm not sticking my head under the camera. So what are you going to get up to tomorrow, if not a reprisal of the date that didn't happen? You're going to relax with the kitties. You have errands to run. Will you go to Trader Joe's? I like Trader Joe's. It's a nice store. They have some very good products there. I would like to, if I can, I pushed this blue one a little over the edge, and I'm not liking that. Let's see if I can trim that off. We can't make some of that go away. All right, I think that's good. Those are my birthday colored pencils. You'll do it after work this week? Laundry and cleaning. That's a good Sunday activity. I have laundry to do as well. Hold on. When you think you're all done, you always find a spot where you're like, I should have got that spot, right? I like using the unicorn paper as the white part of the eye. I think that's fun. Gave it some nice patterning. Okay. And then, let's see. I don't know if it'll show up too terribly much here, but we'll give this little bit an outline as well. Here we go. I'll wash sheets, blankets, weeks or lots. It's, oh yeah, trudging up and down the stairs. I hear ya. But now we're upside down, so we got to turn it this way. That is the correct orientation. I don't know what kind of words we'll put on there, but for now, we've got a fun eye. Hopefully that wasn't too boring for you guys. I enjoyed doing it. It was fun. I liked it. Okay. And we made more scraps. I like scraps. I need to do some laundry tomorrow. My clothes are all not clean. I think I'm wearing my last shirt. And let's see what else did we have. Oh, we had some other things that we're gonna. Should we? I wanted to cut this out. Cat's gonna cat, but then I thought later on, I am who I am. I am who I am. That's funny. Maybe we could find a place to put that. We still have a little bit of time left on our hour, unless you guys are ready to go, of course. And I won't hold you up. Let's see. Let's cut the box out. But if you're, just say we're ready if you're ready. And I will save it for next time. I'm just going to go right here and kind of cut around the box. Because later with smaller random letters, if I can, or if with other, putting together words, I want to get if it fits, I sit. And then I've got some sheets at the thrift store that I have an experiment I want to do on, so I need to wash those. You're good with the asylum? I've been trying to get some regular posts in, just some kind of feel good, have a good day stuff on both Facebook and Patreon, because I think it's fun. And then I've got a journaling thing that's coming out, some prompts and some affirmations. I think that'll be fun to do on Patreon. It's going to be, I need to start the video so that they can air in the mornings. But it doesn't really matter what time of the day somebody journals. It's all on personal preference, Some people like to start their day with like morning pages, or they get up and they have their coffee and they do a brain dump. Haven't gotten free of the hug me tight jacket. Well, you do have bats in your belfry, so it's okay. A lot of us are window lookers out here. I think we'll have a lot of fun. As I can think of names, to call things that are asylum or kind of, crazy themed that it will be added value for being an art asylum, you know? We already have glue therapy. You just throw some stuff at a piece of paper and glue it down. That's always fun. How are the kitties? How is Noodles and Coley and Blackie? Hope they're doing good. Okay. Oh, I feel like that's good, right? Cat's gonna cat. Because I want to get in here. If I fits, I sit as well. So maybe we'll put that like that so we still have room for if I fits, I sit. She's a morning kitty. I need some morning loving. That's cool. The little kitty here still comes. She has a spot on the bed she likes. And I have the timidity to put paper there to dry. You know, sometimes I'll bring it up out of the basement while it's in the last stages of drying so I can put out some more paper. And when it's not drippy wet, but it's not quite dry to the core. She gets quite miffed about that, I have to say. Coley wanted brushing. Your cat wanted brushing. I rarely hear of a cat wanting brushing. So he gets brushed. Nice. So you had quality time with the kitties today. Peaky just wants treats. That sounds about right. There's one in every bunch, right? Pet me, brush me, give me treats. Gotta love it. Kitties are the best. Puppies are good too, though. Animals are just nice to have in your life. Even when they're driving you bananas. Because you know what? They can't help it. They don't have opposable digits. They can't do all the things we can do. Although they can do quite a few things we can't. Here we go. Getting a little glue. This one's almost empty. Guess what? I was at Walmart. We went to Wally World. I had to pick up a few things. And I bought the big bottle of Aleene's, like the 16-ounce one. And it was only $4 and change, you guys. Normally, it's twice that, or at least it is in Vegas. I don't know what glue prices look like across the country. I will tell you in Vegas that bottle was between $8 and $10 on the regular. Every now and then, one of the places would have it on sale, but this was, and I don't know if that's a sale price at Wally World or what, but I got it for $4 and change, and I was very happy. Because I use a lot of glue. I do. All right. All right, so there's the kitty. And we may even outline this in some dark. We may get out that colored pencil again at some point to define the box a little better. And then we got to get the cat's gonna cat. Yes, Michael's has the best price outside. I've never seen it at Michael's for that price though. The Michael's when I was in Vegas, $6 and change sometimes, and sometimes it was $7 and change. But any place else, and you're gonna pay more than that. All right, so I'm gonna the edge of the because it's a raggedy edge. I'm gonna do maybe I'm just gonna go over whatever's on that box. just like that. I think we might have lost Adria. She's probably working. A lot of people like to come in and work and lurk. I think it's a thing. I probably should wait till this is a little drier. I'm just feeling it today. All right, almost ready. So it's got a little orange on it, and then it's got a little black going around there. Hey, Adria. Hey, Shelly. You're hitting us right at the end. We're almost done. You missed our eyeball. Look, we made an eyeball today. It's all scraps. And, well, sort of. If we were, we would have gone the way of the dinosaur, right? Oh, maybe I'm not. I'm sorry. Have I been missing? I only see Carla chatting. You're right. I'm not. It's true. You can't lick your butt. Oh, my God. I am so sorry, Adria. You're right. I didn't see any of your. I wonder why. That's so weird. You love the eyeball. Now where'd the thing was? Oh, right here. And then we got the cat that says cat's gonna cat, because every cat is gonna cat, right? And thank you for sticking with us, Adria, even though I couldn't see your messages. I think that's their motto. Cat's gonna cat, and if I fits, I sits. I'll never ignore you. No. We can't do that. That's not fun. So we'll just flip through here real quick. So let's see. There's got our bathroom page. We did our just kind of fun page. And we've got our eyeball we did today. If it's a stressful day, make it a double. I love that it's not alcohol, it's cookies. And then we go in a couple pages up this way, and we've got our cat and a sandwich, because I like sandwiches. I'm very food oriented. We have our bed here with its turquoise and brown sheets, which is a color combo I love. I haven't found anything quite yet, although we could have done a big eyeball on them, I guess. You find yourself in the toilet sometimes. Oh, I love that you look laughing my frosting off. There's our Rockstar spider. Soak Up Nature, our bathtub. There's our breakfast page. Yay, breakfast. That's my favorite meal. I love breakfast at all times of the day and night. If I ever make it big, that's the only meal I'd eat out all the time. There's our dog in costume. And we'll need to make something for the pocket back here that we made. Yes, we've started with the pockets, ladies. You like that color combo too? It is a nice one, right? This is from Carla. I coffee dyed it. It's so grungy. I don't know if I'll ever be able to put anything on it. Maybe just in the window. We'll put something in the window because it's so grungy and fun. Oh, we'll get something on there eventually. I'll get myself there. Ooh, nice, Carla. We have our happy backpacking girl. Wait, I haven't found anything to go with my shady lady over here. More breakfast. You can never have too much breakfast. Our statue in the gardens that's overlooking the city. I think it's a rooftop garden. I think that's what that was, kind of thing. And my favorite young old lady and her Jello salad. Isn't she all just perfect Southern? Yes, Jello salad. She's got her perfect little bowl of Jello salad right there. But look at her little outfit. Isn't she just perfect? Trying to get the right. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it better. She looks like she's judging you and your Jello salad. They were free digitals. I always see free digits. Am I the only one that sees that? Yes, those in the molds. I have never personally seen one, but I've seen them in cookbooks. You could make anything sound questionable. She can. I can testify. That is Carla's superpower. And then there's our just happy things, our chill out, don't be afraid. With our puppy who needs scritches. He needs those scritches. We need to get them to him a stat. She's a church lady for sure. For sure. She had gloves on and everything, guys. And then our question mark that we did last Friday. Not this Friday, but the previous one. All right. And that's our book for today. We have been on just over an hour, which is the perfect time. I will be on tomorrow. I think at 7 or 8. Because the afternoon is filled with other things. But I'm not sure what we'll be doing. I love the question mark too. I love question marks in general. But how fun is that, right? So we'll put it on our, I don't know, I just dumped my trash in the scrap bin. Now I have to pull it out. Not right now, though. So we'll leave it on while we wrap up this on the thing we made today. I don't know what I want to put for words. Maybe the right words will just come along. Sometimes that happens, right? Aw, thanks. And you will get your sassy unicorn paper. Look. I know you guys have already seen it, but she's getting 10 pages of unicorn sassiness. And it will be, that's what I used. I used just a piece of the unicorn paper to make the whites of the eyes here. So I will be on tomorrow. Let's call it 8 o'clock. So that'll be 7, 6, and 5 as you head west. And maybe we'll make a journal out of some unicorn paper. I don't know. Or something. We'll get something done. And it will be fun. And I hope that you guys, if you are free and available, that you will come. If you can't, I hope you have a fantastic Sunday full of all kinds of good things. Don't think about Monday. Don't think about it. And we will have more lives during the week for sure. Until I see you again. No, I've lost my outro, guys. It went right out of my head. It just poof, there it went. However you're spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. Until I see you in one of my lives, or I might see you in a box somewhere. You never know. I wish you the happiest of crafting. Try and get a little crafting in your day. It's so joyful. Even if you just throw some stuff at a piece of paper and glue it down, you can have lots of fun. Bright blessings and hugs and hisses to you all. And that's going to be the end for us. Thank you, Carla and Adria and Shelly and Roseanne. We're just leaving. Oh, I missed you. I hope you had a great time with the grandbabies. I assume that's where you've been today, because where else would you want to be on a fine Saturday? So that's the end. We're going to push that button, ladies. Push the button. Bye. Sorry.